The Lakhani Group Global, crafting the future of hospitality in venture capital.
Hello everyone. A warm welcome to all our esteemed participants and our panelists. Thank you for joining us today. We are thrilled to have you all here. My name is Banda Mukta. I'm the Investor Relations Officer with the TLG Global, and I'll be your moderator for this exciting session. So we will be focusing on exploring the opportunities available through European residency with a special highlight on our Latvia residency program. Now, this program offers a unique advantage whether you're looking to expand your business, enjoy an European lifestyle, or simply benefit from access to entire Schengen region. We are thrilled to present an exceptional lineup of speakers for today's event, each bringing unique expertise to the table. We have Carlos Quirin. He is the Director for Business Development at TLG Global. We have Mr. Rahim Lakhani. He is our President and CEO. We have Diogo Gumairo, CEO of Invist Citizenship. And we have with us today Anna Mziora. She is the Investor Relations Manager with Invist Citizenship. So as most of you know, TLG Global is committed to providing comprehensive solutions for individuals seeking to expand their horizons and enjoy the benefits of European residency. With an impressive track record of 27 projects across the globe, over 130 million euro worth of asset portfolio and 300 plus investors, we are committed to assisting you navigate this journey smoothly. Our expert panel will share insights, answer your questions, and guide you through the process, ensuring you leave feeling informed and empowered. So please feel free to post your question and answers in the chat or raise your hand. And we have a dedicated question and answer segment towards the end of this session, and we will definitely try to take as many questions as possible. So thank you again for being here with us today. Let's dive in and discover how Latvia residency program can be your gateway to a brighter future in Europe. A bit of a disclaimer. So this presentation is for Lux Smart Hospitality Investment stakeholders only, providing insights into TLG Global, the Lakhani Group, and its subsidiaries. It is not an offer to buy, sell securities, or provide financial, legal, or regulatory advice. So do not share publicly without a written consent. Let's move on. So here we have Carlos, a bit of an introduction. He is a highly accomplished professional with years of experience in business development, corporate partnerships, and real estate. Currently serving as the Director of Business Development at TLG Global, Carlos plays a pivotal role in driving the company's growth strategies, forging strategic partnerships, and expanding its market presence. Carlos will be talking more about the company as a whole and its impressive track record. So over to you, Carlos.
Well, thank you so much, Bendy, for making me look so much older than I am, 23. Thank you so much for the kind introduction. Thank you for assisting and to viewing this webinar. Thank you all for your attendance, and thank you, of course, to our distinguished guests, Anna and Diogo. So pleased to have you here with us. Yes, about TLG. So I will make a brief introduction about TLG for those that don't know us yet. So TLG stands for the Lakhani Group, and we are probably a global family office. So this adventure started in 1983 by Mr. Ramzan Lakhani as a real estate development, and we are still real estate developers. So we started in India in 40 years ago. And the family also diversified some investments, meanwhile, into the US and Canada, mostly into the real estate market, student housing as well, and other sectors of activity. And in 2019, they came for a religious celebration in Portugal. And as most of the tourists that visit our country, Diogo won't let me lie, they fell in love with the country and decided to establish in Portugal. So since 2019, the headquarters of the group are in Lisbon. We are right in the center of Lisbon, in Torres Lisboa, which is the big towers in the center of Lisbon, big office towers here. And from then to now, we have, of course, explored other areas of activity. So apart from continuing to be real estate developers, we are also into the hospitality sector, where we have partnered with Wyndham, which has brands like Wyndham Residencies, Hamada, Trip Hotels, and others. So Wyndham is a hotel chain with more than 9,000 hotels worldwide, and presence in more than 95 countries and more than 700,000 rooms. And we are actually this year opening 4 units for hotels in Portugal. And we have on the pipeline already 600 units to open in the next 1.5 years. And our target is to achieve the 1,200 in 2.5 years operating units in Portugal. A small number if you compare to the US, but a considerable number if you compare to Portugal in terms of hospitality. So apart from that, the company also diversified into the immigration sector, immigration by investment, or residency or citizenship by investment. And in 2013, in 1 year, we accomplished to process more than 1,000 applications, onboarding more than 300 investors into the Portuguese Golden Visa program. So in our projects, at that time, real estate projects, hotels, of course, we onboarded these investors. And as we have our own construction company, so we have internally our own architects, engineers, manpower, all of that to complete and to deliver these projects. We manage to deliver these projects into our scale. Apart from that, and because we have this internal strength, let's call it like that, we have in 1 year ago, 1.5 years ago, also established in China. Okay, so we have 2 offices in China and a showroom, and basically because we went there to also create our procurement division directly to purchase directly from the big manufacturers in China and now in India as well. And that allowed us to reduce the operational costs in terms of construction, equipment, and furniture, all of that for our hotels in about 40%. So right now we probably can say that as we are also hotel operators, we can do from scratch, from A to Z, and we can deliver a hotel key in hand. Even for any investor that wants to invest in a hotel, we can make the projects, we can make the construction, we can make the operations, and we can equip the hotel totally and with a very reduced cost if you compare it in the market. Also, TLG is also a licensed asset management by CMVM. So CMVM is the market regulator of financial markets, and we have our own asset management license. Right now, our AUM is around 150 million assets under management and growing. We also, of course, manage investment funds, not just we have also our own investment funds, some of them eligible for the Golden Visa in Portugal as well. But we also manage funds for other entities that seek our support in creating and managing investment funds for them. Okay. So if you could move into the next slide. So as I told you previously, these are some of our partners. Wyndham, I would specify Wyndham as one of the main partners that we have. So also in this program in Latvia, we are partnering with Wyndham, where we will have an operation hotel in the center of Riga. Besides that, we have our own brands, because we also have L Hotels, which is our brand for hospitality, and also our construction company, which is CVCC, and administrative consultancy, which is IIS International, and as I told you before, TLG Global Supply Chain in China, and TLG Technology in India, because right now we have office in Lisbon, China, 2 offices, India, Dubai, and in Latvia, of course. So just to give you a small glimpse about our current portfolio, so just a quick resume. I would say 75% of our portfolio is related to the hospitality sector, hotels or resorts, but we also have residential buildings, for example, in Oeiras, with a magnificent ocean view, a 62 apartment condominium with indoor pool and spa and a lot of amenities, and also an office building in Belora, Sintra, that is also part of our portfolio, and the rest are our hotels ventures, and also student housing with 300 rooms in the north of Portugal in the region of Braga. Just to give you on a quick note about our performance as asset managers. So we have, for example, Class and Business Fund and its performance, which is a 105 billion euro fund. It's managing our current portfolio, where we have an internal rate of return of around 18%, okay, with a very low and reduced loan-to-value ratio and very low debt, okay. And Oasis Fund, which is a 23 million euro fund, which had an IRR of around 14%, and also a debt to equity ratio 0%. So it's not low, it's actually zero. So as you can see, as managers and asset managers, I believe our performance is quite interesting, on average from 14 to 18% of return that we deliver to our investors, as well as we try to keep the lowest debt, in the funds as possible. So, passing now to our distinguished guest Diogo Romeiro. Diogo, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Carlos, for sharing about the company and the track record. I think it really gives a lot of confidence, to all our partners and our investors for sure. So thank you so much for sharing once again. Next, we have Diogo Romeiro. He is the CEO of Invist Citizenship. A little bit about his profile. He is the partner and founder of Invest Citizenship and started working with the Portuguese real estate market and golden visa since 2012. Since then, he has had the pleasure of helping many investors obtain their dream properties or Portuguese residency. In recent years, he has started working with several residency and citizenship by investment programs, mainly in Portugal, Greece, and Latvia. He will be sharing more about his company and about their scope of work. So over to you, Diogo, and welcome once again.
First of all, thank you so much, TLG Global, and especially Raim, for the invitation for this webinar. My name is Diogo. I'm the CEO and partner of Invist Citizenship, a Portuguese-based company that started working with Portuguese golden visa and real estate in 2012. From then on, we continue to work separately with investors who wanted a vacation property or to relocate to Portugal, mainly European Union citizens, providing them tailor-made solutions and supporting them at every stage, from choosing and purchasing their properties to legal advisory, support on their visas, as well as community support. For investors from outside European Union, we were mainly looking for diversified their investments, freedom of travel, a plan B as an alternative of their own countries, or a path for a future permanent residence or citizenship, both for them or for their families, but were not willing to relocate immediately to Portugal. We were providing the best options, and we are still providing the best options of the golden visas, not only in Portugal, but in different countries. Over the time, with constant travels and exhibitions abroad, with the global changes of the golden visa programs, we started to work with different programs, not only, but mainly in European Union programs.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, Diogo, please continue.
I was just explaining our company, what we do, and our track record, but now let's introduce Anna.
Thank you so much for sharing that information, Diogo. So we have with us Anna Mizuera. She is the Investor Relations Manager with Invest Citizenship. She specializes in European residency by investment programs and has years of experience with the Portugal Golden Visa and actively promotes investment opportunities like Golden Visa and real estate funds across Europe. So we are glad to have you here today with us, Anna. Over to you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much for invitation and for chance to share. And like Diogo told, we work with mainly European residency, and we started with Portugal. And in the several years ago, after Portugal did major changes to its golden visa, we opened our company also to other programs. So we help our clients to dive deep into understanding of European residency by investment and choose the best option depending on their priority. And here I would like to say several words about what is European residency by investment. And because many clients outside of the European Union, it's like their goal to have access to Europe. And most of the programs we offer for our clients in Europe, residency by investment, has the same benefits. And one of the benefits is a free Schengen, so you can travel in all countries in European Union. And if you have residency in one country, you can stay up to 90 days in any country of European Union, which is also very attractive, this flexibility. And also a lot of European residency by investment offer work possibility and also the family inclusion. So this is, I would say, the main priorities for residency by investment. And when I say when the client choose comparing with normal residency, because each country has their own path to residency, if you go with the route by investment, you have this flexibility of minimum stay, because usually in normal visas, it requires you for 6 months. But when you do golden visa, in most of the countries, there is no minimum requirements or just several days per year. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much for sharing that, Anna, and giving us a broader perspective of what are the benefits of getting a European residency. So thank you once again for joining us and sharing the information. Next, we have with us our CEO and President of TLG Global, Rahim Lakhani, with an impressive track record of managing real estate and assets across European, American, Canadian, and South Asian markets. Rahim has established himself as a global expert in identifying and capitalizing on high potential investment opportunities. Today, he will be talking more about the benefits and eligibility of residency by investment program in Latvia. So welcome again, Rahim, and over to you.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. You can hear me okay, right? Perfect. So first of all, let me thank both to Diogo and to Anna for that excellent presentation there. I've heard Carlos too many times now, so it's okay. But really appreciate you guys to be on the webinar, and it makes a lot of sense to actually hear from your expertise and from your background on all the things that you guys have been doing, which is fabulous. So congratulations on that. Really impressive portfolios there. And of course, we have a very, very strong partnership with you guys. And I hope and pray that it only grows for the very long term. So once again, thank you for your trust and confidence in us. Let me actually start by saying, so I think everyone knows that we launched the Latvian program a month and a few days ago, and it's not so easy to actually get to get through all the bureaucratic hurdles, as some of you have personally experienced. I think Diogo knows what I'm talking about, and things are not quite straightforward. But let me tell you that today it's a big day because the first investor of Latvia got their residency card today. So this is huge. This is fantastic news for us, and I'm really, really happy. They are, just submitting their paperwork and something, and they're on their way to the offices to collect that. So this is huge, and I should also tell you that it literally took 8 days, from the moment they submitted to the moment they received their card. And this is a true testament to this entire process that we have established here, and all the hard work for the last year and a half that our teams have put through. So I think this is a fabulous news story. We're going to open up the champagne bottles later on today. And I think you should as well, because this is truly momentous. And it proves the hard work that, all of us are putting together, And so, I think why Latvia? I think now you know why Latvia. I think said no more, but I will still say, it's a fantastic country. Really love the place, because it's a small country compared to, some of the other European nations. But the most amazing people, I'll say, from a perspective of quality of life, I think it couldn't be any better, in the Baltic states. So definitely welcome you to visit our office in Latvia, and happy to take everyone on a tour of Riga. It's a fantastic place, and from a literacy standpoint as well. I should also say that maybe many of you guys don't know, but English is very widely spoken in the country. So the ease and the access is definitely there. So I think I'm a very happy lad today about this. So we'll go to the next slide. Perfect. So to lay down why our company is eligible and why the shareholders in our company will receive the residency card is because of the fact that, and now it's obviously proven as well, that we did do the investment of the 10 million annual turnover that we have on our companies, and it's actually more than that, but that's the minimum requirement. And also have the minimum of 50 employees in the company. And so at the moment we have about 62 or so. And so this is what it keeps this company eligible for the residency card. And obviously, along with that, there is a 100,000 euro per year that we have to, either through social security or through property taxes, we have to pay the tax per year for the company to be continuously eligible year over year, and for the investors to actually have the renewal or the extension of their residency cards itself. So that's why our company is eligible for it. So we can talk about the terms on the next slide. And it's quite exciting that we're able to actually take this as a new business model and actually prove it as well. So what is Lux One? Lux One is nothing but a very nice term for the concept that we have created, which is a mixture of luxury and technology. And what we provide in our hotels is absolutely, and when you come to Portugal or when you come to Latvia, you will experience yourself in terms of the accommodation, as well as the gastronomy and the amenities that comes along with the hotel projects. So this is where we create a bit of a different product from all the other hotels that exist. One of the things that we are very, very proud of is that not only we create the hotels, but also an economy around that, and this is very important because this is where we see the perspective of a community person, that is adding value to the local neighborhood and local economy, rather than only there for its own benefit. Okay, so this is basically our mission and vision of being and growing the portfolio in Latvia. So next slide, please. And so what is the investment? And it's a 100,000 euro investment. And what you get in return is that you become a minority shareholder of the company. You have essentially only 1 day physical stay requirement in the country, meaning actually in the law, it doesn't have any requirement. but we say 1 day because you do need to come to Latvia every year so that you can extend your card for another year. But the residency permit is issued for a 5-year period. And as opposed to some countries, it does take slightly longer in Latvia for your citizenship application, which is okay, because as long as you have residency rights, you have the mobility and the availability to basically do all the things that is needed from stay, from healthcare, from residence, from business, from banking. Everything else is covered through the residency card itself. And how are you secured? The security actually is essentially through a guaranteed buyback at the end of the program, which is 100% guaranteed, and it has a asset collateral at 23 million euros at the moment to have that full protection for your investors and for yourselves. Along with that, you also have a 12 million euro social capital of the company, meaning if there is any default, God forbid, you do have enough funds in the company to be able to recover your 100,000 euros. Let's put it this way, in the very candid way. There is a 10,000 euro government donation, that goes to the state budget itself in the first 5-year period. In the next 5-year period, that goes down to 5,000 euro, and so on and so forth for every consistent 5-year periods if you want to only maintain your residency card. In Lux, our target is to have 100 investors, meaning 10 million euros is our commitment on the Lux 1 investments. I should also tell you that we are now in the pipeline of almost close to 40 investors at the moment. So the first one got their cards today, and the few that have already been on the application now for a few days will actually start receiving this very, very shortly as well. So yeah, more or less we have, between reservations and confirmed deals, and, we have about 40 in the pipeline. And you can only see now that we have this approval, we're going to push it very, very hard to make this into a reality for many more families. What we do provide is an absolute 7-day free stay in our hotels in Latvia. You can also stay, if you only want to stay in Riga in Latvia for 1 day, 2 days for your extension of your card. The remaining of the days you can spend in Portugal, and that is totally okay as well for us. And you don't need to particularly pay for the hotel. Okay. And so we can go to the next slide. Essentially, these are the terms. Here is the structure, very easy to understand. These are all our companies, and that's how the linkage is. The main important part in this is the fact that we are an audited company. So all the essentials that are required from an audit standpoint, we comply with. And the audit, of course, is a third-party independent agency, and our shareholders of the company have full access to the audit, so they can also see what are the investments going on in the company, as well as what are the decisions that are being made in the company. So this is completely open book. The same style that we have in Portugal. In Portugal, we have a SICAFI, which is a registered and regularized investment fund. So fully open to audit, and audits are actually disclosed to the public as well. So it's very important for you to know that we are not a small company. Circa, we manage between several companies about 200 million euros, which is very, very strong from an investor's perspective, because they want to feel secured that they are investing in a company that has good growth and a good amount of investments are in that portfolio, so they can feel a little bit at peace, and they're not investing in a small restaurant or laundromat or whatever, right? So that peace of mind for high net worth individuals is very, very important. So we can go to the next slide. Okay, documentation. Carlos, do you want to take the documentation part?
Of course, we're happy to.
Please.
So thank you for your explanation, Ryan. In terms of documentation, so just to before going there, to clarify, you have 2 options to apply for the Latvian Golden Visa, which is in person in Riga. Riga is the capital of Latvia. So you can directly submit at PMLP offices, which is the immigration agency. or you can submit at the embassy or consulate of the country where you are living. So these two options have some different timelines as well. So if you submit at the embassy your application, doing on a regular, normal way, it could take up to 2 months until you get your approval and be called for the biometrics at Latvia, in Latvia. So in that process, you go to the biometrics after you get your approval, and in 2-3 days, you get your first residency card in your hands. Okay. Also, for those interested in more, fast track, you may also speed up the process. There is a small fee to pay per applicant. Okay, if you want to speed up that process of application, if you do it at the embassy, and this can be reduced to, I would say, around 2 weeks. So you can have the approval, or even less, from the authorities in Latvia, and then you'll be, of course, called to the biometrics to do it in Latvia. Option number 2 is if you go directly to PMLP offices in Riga, then of course our team is there on the ground and will support you, pick up at the airport and take you to the PMLP offices to make that submission. Okay, and typically that takes around 10 to 15 days. Our investor just in 10 days got his card, but the timelines are pretty crazy if you compare with the other programs in Europe. So, but yeah, in 2 weeks you can get your TRC, your card in your hand, and you are free to travel through all the Schengen space. Okay. So to achieve that, you need to send us some documentation. Okay. The first step is, of course, send a copy of your passport and your proof of address of the country you are living in, of course, and also sign the reservation agreement. Okay. This reservation agreement of 10,000 euros will allow us to kick off and start the process. So meanwhile, of course, you have access to the draft of the investment agreement, which is the agreement that turns you investor as a shareholder of L Hotels Latvia. So you will become a minority shareholder in our company. And after you transfer the funds to our company, with that proof of transfer and the signed agreement, we will register you at the business registry office in Latvia as a new shareholder in the company. Once that is done, you have all the documentation that is necessary to submit the application. And then, as explained, you can go directly to Riga or apply at the embassy or the consulate nearest you. Okay. Meanwhile, if you are not a single applicant and if you are married or have children, you can also put them under your application. The documentation that it's required, it's the marriage certificate, okay, or and the birth certificate if you are applying also children. Who is eligible? Children under 18 and the wife or the husband. They have to be legally married, okay, to submit under the same application. If you have the family members that wishes to apply, that will always be a second application, okay, but they all will have the same benefits, okay. Also, apart from that, we will need the police clearance certificate, okay, in terms of the documentation and photographs also for the application. You require to have a medical insurance that can be used in Latvia, okay, an international medical insurance. But if you do not have, we also in our teams who can support you on achieving that. And I would say the rough number won't be more than 100 euros per year per person. Okay, so these are all small investments, and it's a health insurance, but it's eligible. You know, it's required by law to have this insurance as well. Okay. Apart from that, you are required to make a donation to the state budget of 10,000 euros to the Latvian government. Okay, which is not refundable. On the contrary, the investment in our company, of course, is totally and 100% guaranteed buyback after 5 years. Okay, so after 5 years, if you wish to, you can withdraw your investment, and of course, if you do that, you lose the card, the residency card. But you also have the option to renew for more 5 years and keep on renewing your application. And there is also a path to achieve citizenship in the future, or permanent residency, that would require some more investment of time on the behalf of the investor. Okay, not investment of money, let's call it like that, but they will have to show, okay, of course, stay more days in the country, and also show some integration in the community, and we will be happy to receive your request for a consultation to explain this in more detail if necessary. Okay, so in terms of the investment calculator, just to clarify here the numbers, which is always okay. What are my costs and savings, of course, with the total investment? So you can see here that, as I was saying, you have the first investment payment to do is the reservation of 10,000 euros, okay? And this is to secure your slot. We can tell that right now we are around 50% of slots already booked in our program. So if you are interested in getting this opportunity and also get these timelines, because with the targets that we have, and we are expecting around 500 clients until the end of the year, it may be most likely that in a few months these timelines may increase. So I strongly advise, okay, you are totally available for a call. But if you are really interested, don't miss out the opportunity and don't delay your investment, because these timelines for sure will increase as they have increased in Portugal. In Portugal, they used to be 3 months. Now it's 2 to 3 years. So the processing times of the first card. So reservation, then our team kicks off the process, and then the remaining of the investment of 100,000 euros. And of course, we refund you the reservation of 10,000 immediately. Also, just on a quick note, okay. So the next slide, we are seeing all the costs through the entire program. Okay. So as you can see, for one applicant, for example, the total cost for the entire program, including the 10,000 euro donation, is something like 12,500 euros. Okay. So if we compare, for example, with the Portuguese program, just the issue of one card is around 7,000 euros. Okay. And every applicant needs to have 3 cards along the process, okay, and other processing fees. So yes, there is a donation of 10,000, but when you compare with other programs available in Europe, the costs of processing and government fees are much more lower than the other programs if we compare with them. If you want to add dependents in your application, on average, they have different prices or costs for a dependent if it's an adult or if it's a minor, but on average it will be around 1,000 euros per applicant, per dependent, okay? This is for the entire 5-year program, okay? Then you have some other small costs that may arise. For example, if you want to open a bank account in Latvia, you are not obliged to, but we advise you to open once you have the card. It's easy to do once you are a resident, because every time you need to go to Latvia at least once per year. You don't have a minimum requirement stay, but you need to go to renew the card because the card has an expiration date. Okay, so and when you go there, you need to pay some small fees for the renewal, as explained in the cost calculator. And if you have a bank account in Latvia, the process is much more easier. So there are some small costs that you may also arise. We are talking about 1,000 to 1,500 through the entire 5-year program again. Okay, so in terms of costs, I think this is a pretty balanced program, and if not the cheapest, one of the cheapest, of course, in the world. But of course, our panelists after this can also give their own opinion, our guests, on the terms of costs in comparing with other programs.
Thank you so much, Carlos, for sharing this knowledge with us. And thank you, Rahim, for all for diving into the details about Latvia, the program, the eligibility criteria. And congratulations to the team for our investor receiving the TRC. And within 8 days, I think it's truly commendable. So cheers. And also thank you for letting us know that you will be opening champagne bottles, and we hope you all are invited to join the celebrations. So looking forward. Thank you once again to all our esteemed panelists for this wonderful knowledge sharing session. Let's open this discussion now for all our panelists, and to see as to why Latvia's golden visa stands out in terms of affordability, EU access, and fast track residency. I think we all have shared a lot, but I think there is so much more to share, So please feel free. Over to you, Diogo. If you want to begin, with your inputs, please, you're most welcome.
It will be a pleasure. So, from our experience, most of the investors who are willing only to get the residency by investment and not to relocate to the countries where they are investing, they tend to choose the cheapest and the lowest investment compared with the different golden visa programs. But at the same time, knowing that their investment will be safe, getting it back in a few years, and that's not a donation like some countries, mainly in Caribbean countries, or even nowadays in Portugal, but with different names. And that is exactly what Latvia Golden Visa stands out. It's a cheap investment compared to others. It's safeguard, and it's extremely quick to get the residency card. And even compared with worldwide golden visa programs, and none of the other options is as attractive as Latvia program. Furthermore, nowadays it is the fastest available residency by investment, as I'm explaining in just 1 month or less than 1 month, the investor can get the residency card. And yes, in the past we had other equal attractive golden visa programs, mainly those who were investing in real estate. However, these programs tend to end, like in Portugal ended a few years ago. Spain still have it, but it will end next week. Or they are becoming more limited to certain properties or even more expensive properties like the auction in Greece. However, I will let my colleague Anna to explain these comparisons and explaining the costs and the timing procedure.
Yes, I wanted to emphasize again that unbeatable advantage of Latvia Golden Visa, it's a price, because when we look at the world market of citizenship and residency by investment, when we talk about 100,000, it's mostly donation and not refundable payment. So when we talk about price of 100 and the investor can get his investment back, I think it's a really good plus on the market. And another, I would say, is that some countries has a limitation of sending money abroad, like we know in India. So, and even with prices of 250 for many programs like Greece and Hungary in Europe, it's difficult to arrange the golden visa for example, Indian market. So for them, also the price for 100K, it's much more attractive. And of course, nobody can beat 8 days comparing with 8-9 months comparing with other programs. This is something very special, I think, not even in Europe, but also in quick citizenship by investment programs. So congratulations on that. And,
Thank you.
Yes. So yeah, I think Latvia is a really good option for somebody who want quick and not so costly compared with other programs enter to Europe, because a lot of businessmen want to start to work and they want to do it quite quickly. So, and also the ticket is not so high. So I would say it's a biggest point for Latvia.
Totally,
Absolutely.
totally agree.
Go ahead, Carlos.
Thank you for that. I just continue with the conversation. I totally agree with you, Anna, in terms of and Job, in terms of speeding of the process and on a price point of view. I would like also to add, because this was this was not planned, but it happened, and it's been happening a lot. So I believe our second investor to receive the TRC card in Latvia, it will be actually one of our current investors in Portugal. So this is something that I also want to share with the audience. If you already have invested, for example, in another program, so this specific investor, so he's waiting for his card, and we know that Portugal is taking some time. Let's be honest, 2 years minimum, can go up to 3 years to get the first card. And sometimes a lot of people need mobility, and they need to have access to Schengen and don't have the headache of a visa and getting a visa. So he actually made of course, another investment in this program in Latvia to get his residency card, and he just applied, and his approval should be at the end of the month, and a couple of days later he should be receiving also his TRC card. Why am I saying this? Because for sure there are some viewers that, okay, already invested, okay, I'm waiting for my card in Portugal. So there is also an option for these investors, okay, and that they can get mobility within 10 days. And of course, we are here to arrange a solution for them to, when they need to exit the Latvian program sooner than the 5 year, if they already invested in another program. We are here to arrange a solution and help them to get this mobility within 1 to 2 weeks, which they are waiting for a long period, and still a long period ahead to, it seems like it, a long period ahead to wait for that. So this is also a very interesting angle, I think, to look at this option, because it's much more affordable and can provide you, the investors, with this mobility, in 2 weeks, which is basically what they are waiting for several months or years.
Just to add to what Carlos is saying, one of the things here that I should point out is the fact that, right now we may feel that we are spoiled in terms of the number of days that it's taking. But I'll tell you, as the program becomes popular, this will not be the case. This is for sure the fact, and this is the experience that we have in every jurisdiction. So we go there, we take many investors. We have taken in Portugal more than 350 investors, and look, the timeline is now 2 years. Okay. So if you are thinking that this is going to be the case forever and ever, please stop. This is right now literally the golden era of the golden visa. Right there you go. You will have slowly increasing timings, more complicated rules, more complicated things, or more investments to be done. So this is the time. There is no better time than this one, for the persons who are obviously trying to make it happen for their European journey. And now is absolutely the time to do it. So can't insist anymore on this fact. I think our guests know the value of this, and they have been working very, very hard with their clients to bring that awareness. And I think awareness is everything right now. Being aware, but also taking that decision to activate this, right? And if you are not going to do that, well, let me just tell you, you'll probably be back next year with a 1-year timeline or 2-year timeline, right? So if the availability is there, instead of having that money in the bank, I think it's time to take some actions. So what do you think, Diogo?
Totally agree with you. As I told you, we started to work with Golden Visa in Portugal 2012. It was much quicker. And then due to different reasons, but mainly the COVID and pandemic lockdown, it delays everything. So, but not only in Portugal, worldwide. So as you explained well, nowadays it will take around 2 years to get the golden visa in Portugal, from the investment itself up to getting the residency card at their hand. Nowadays, the advantage of Portugal for people who are willing to get the citizenship, the 5 years time to apply to the citizenship starts at the moment that they apply for the golden visa. So that's also good news for your funds, and that you are still have open in Portugal, because back then, until last year, it was just after you getting the card, the residency card in your hand, then the 5 years time starts to count. But yes, I agree. It's the time to invest, and don't get delayed. Otherwise, you'll get the delayed cards in your hand.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mandy, over to you.
Yes, I think it's been a great discussion here, and it's really good, to listen and to know so many viewpoints. So definitely, if we take action faster, we will be in a queue and receiving residence cards faster, because as Diogo and as also Rahim mentioned, that what happened in Portugal might also happen in Latvia, because there's definitely going to be an influx of investors, because the investment threshold being so low. So it's always better to take action now, or it will be like too late. So thank you so much for everyone for this discussion and sharing your viewpoints with us and our potential investors and partners. If you are ready to invest, then these are our contact details. You can write to us at info@thelakhanigroup.com, or you can visit our website, which is www.tlgglobe. And we would also encourage you all to visit our website because we have created a data room, which has all the necessary documents related to this program. So it could be the partnership agreement or the investor agreement. So you can have a quick peep into this website. So, for your knowledge. So kindly register and access this data room as well. And our number is also there. So kindly connect with us, and we are all here to assist you in this new journey, towards European residency. So thank you once again, everyone, our esteemed panelists, Diogo and Carlos, Rahim, for joining us today, and all our participants.
The Lakhani Group Global, crafting the future of hospitality in venture capital.